Hello, a very warm welcome to Dodger's Trips. I'm Dodger and I'm here in Blackpool with a wonderful mural behind me. Don't know if that's the technical term for it, but I love these big murals that you see quite often on the ends of rows of properties in Blackpool. This is done by the Cullen Nomads by the looks of it. Pest Smile Bane, don't know what that means. The Chemical Brothers, maybe. But much better to see proper artwork like that than sort of the vandalism of graffiti, just sort of spraying and making walls look even uglier. But yeah, many of these around Blackpool, so you could even do a little trail, I suppose, if you're so interested. But I'm not here to follow any art trail today. I'm on the trail of murderers. So I'm going to go to a couple of sites associated with murderers of the 20th century. So join me as I walk the streets of Blackpool in search of crime. So I've reached my first destination. This is Regent Road here in Blackpool, and I'm walking down to a property where in December 1913 a George Smith brought his new bride Alice Burnham to Blackpool. Now, George Smith would later become known as the Brides in the Bath Killer, and at his trial it was discovered that he'd had about 7 wives. Now, he didn't kill them all, but the motive behind killing some of his brides was to get money. It was all about money. So this street here is Adelaide Street. You can see the tower straight in front. Now, when they first arrived in Blackpool, they tried to check in at a guest house on Adelaide Street, but that particular guest house didn't have a bath. Now, baths were very few and far between in Edwardian Britain, and he ended up, or the couple ended up coming to number 16 Regent Road, and that's number 16. And they checked in there with the landlady. They asked, has the place got a bath? And they said yes. She said yes, it has got a bath. A couple of days later, Alice Burnham, George Smith's wife, was found dead in a bathtub. Now, the police were called. The police station was in Lower King Street, which is only just off here. They were called to the premises. Nothing was done. It was just put down as an unfortunate drowning accident. And it was only about a year later that a story appeared in the newspaper about a bride dying in a bath. And I'm not sure if it's this Blackpool landlady, or if it's Alice Burnham's father, who never liked George Smith, saw this and he put the link. He saw the link between what had been reported and a year earlier when Alice had drowned in the bath. Anyway, police were informed and they put the pieces together, and yeah, George Smith would end up hanging for the murder of one of the brides. Now, it was always a bit of a mystery about how he was able to do it, because there was never any signs of a struggle, which if you were pushing someone down from the head and the shoulders, their arms would get bruised as they were sort of fighting off. And they did like a reconstruction with like an experienced diver, the police, and they had this lady in a bathtub, and they discovered that if they yanked her feet, grabbed her by the ankles and yanked her up, her head and her shoulders would go under and she would be dead in a few minutes. There'd be no struggle. and that's how they reckon that he did these killings. Now, I haven't researched this much. This is just a bit of a side trip while I'm here in Blackpool, so you can do your research on it. The Brides in the Bath killer, there was a TV movie made by it about this fella, George Smith, and the part was played by the Kemp brothers, not Gary, Martin Kemp. He played George Smith. Very good TV movie. On the set, I was on par with the A's for Acid with Martin Clunes about John Hague, the acid bath killer. So yeah, down here in Blackpool was where one of the Brides in the Bath met her end, a watery end, you could say. And then what we'll do now, we'll head off to the second location linked to a murderer. We might even have a cup of tea there. Hello again. Maybe see behind me, I've got the coach park, got Coral Island behind me, the tower right behind me, and I'm walking on Central Drive here in Blackpool, and we're on to our second murder location. Now, in 1961, a fellow by the name of James Hanratty, he took a man and a woman hostage in the car, and he made them drive to this place on the A6, a place known as Hangman's Hill, and there he brutally murdered the man, shot him twice, and he died instantly. He then turned his attention to the lady. He made her strip her underwear, get into the back seat, and he brutally raped her. He then shot her 7 times, even taking the trouble to reload his gun. She feigned death. Somehow she managed to survive, and she was disabled for the rest of her life, spent her life in a wheelchair. Yeah, one of the bullets had severed her spine. She was able to pick out James Hanratty at her identity parade. I brought you to this location in Blackpool, the Stephonia Cafe, established 1919. Now the Stephonia was where James Hanratty got arrested. He got caught here. Apparently 2 ladies in the cafe recognised him from a photo fit that had been in the paper that day. One of them engaged him by talking to him, keeping him occupied, while the other went for the police. Don't know if she rang the police, or maybe she went to that police station on Lower King Street, just near where the Brides in the Bath killer, where the police were called from to attend that scene. Anyway, yeah, James Hanratty was arrested here in Blackpool, and he was convicted, and he was one of the last 8 men to be hanged before the abolition of the death penalty. So there we are. We've had two sites in Blackpool now with this historic murder link. So, as I say, not like the Brides in the Bath. I haven't spent that much time reading up on it. If I was here on my own, I'd have probably spent a bit more time preparing. I hope you enjoyed looking at those 2 Blackpool locations linked to murder. So, I've got one more Blackpool video to come. We're going to be staying in a new accommodation tonight. It's going to be a small guest house, but it's not just like any other Blackpool guest house. This one looks like a stately home, so join me for the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the stately home. Till then, Dodger and out.